Hi, welcome to another episode of Denise Cooks for Diabetics. Today we're making cabbage and bean soup. I'm using Savoy cabbage, but you can use any kind of cabbage or escarole. I don't think I would use red cabbage for this. So as you see, I've chopped it up pretty small pieces because I like it to stay on the spoon. Also today I'm adding some ham. This is boneless cured ham. I have it cubed up. It's about a quarter pound to a half a pound of that. And one large onion. Of course, a can of cannellini beans. The spices that I love to use, garlic and onion, lemon pepper. If you don't have this, you could sprinkle in some garlic powder, pepper. Of course, we're going to add some salt. You could use fresh garlic if that's what you like. It's a very hearty soup and it's extremely satisfying. That's why I love it. So as you see, I've got one large onion that I have browning in the pan. And in a couple of minutes, I'm going to add the ham. That'll be the next thing. Brown up the ham for flavor. Then I add my seasonings and let that cook a little bit in the oil. And then I'll be adding water, my cabbage until that cooks down. The last thing we put in when the cabbage is almost tender enough is the can of beans because I don't want them to get too mushy. Okay, so I hear that sizzling. So I just want to show you a little bit how I chop up the cabbage. So I just keep taking hunks out of it until it's easy to remove the core. And like I said, I like to cut it small for this purpose because I want it to stay on my spoon. So we give it a nice quick chop. Okay, I hear my onions sizzling there. So we're going to add our ham in a minute. You know, you can season this any way you like. Some people like it spicy. You know, you can always add some red pepper flakes or some cayenne. Okay, so I'm going to make, as you can see, the little, push my onions over to leave room to get my ham in there because I want it to brown. That's where we're going to get all that flavor. So I'm going to put that in there. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that sizzling. The ham's going to brown. And you can make this vegetarian, of course, if you prefer. My mother used to make this with the ham bone, you know, after we had gotten a big Virginia ham. Like I said, mine that I got today is boneless. Okay. Why don't you come around here and we can see what's happening in the pot. Okay, hello again. So here we are. Our ham is getting nice and browned. As you can see, the onions are in there as well. I have about 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil. That's how I started. Okay, so I'm going to stir it all up. Got that going. I'm going to add my seasonings now and cook them a little bit. Nice amount of salt. This is a lot of a soup. Got probably at least 2 teaspoons. We might add a little bit more later. A nice heaping of my pepper mix, lemon pepper mix. Like I said, this is mostly a pepper blend, so if you like black pepper, just add that. And then, of course, my onion and garlic flavoring. These are all optional. I just happen to have these and I love these spices, so I use them in a lot of my cooking. Now we're going to brown them up a little bit too. That really gets the flavor going. Brown that for a minute. We're going to brown that for a couple of minutes, but just for purpose today, we're not going to do that. Then we're going to start adding our cabbage. I like to brown some of it before I start adding the water. I'm going to turn it up to high now because the water is going to go in a minute. that all stirred up. All right. I would do that for another couple of minutes as well. In total, we're going to add at least 6 cups of water. And I'm going to, once this starts to boil, I'm going to add a little bit of the cabbage at a time, because then I can stir it better. But it's not necessary. That's just the way I like to do it because I have some time. Okay, we're going to let this totally cook for at least an hour. I'm going to keep adding some of the cabbage in for about an hour, keep stirring it, keep it on a low simmer once it comes to the boil. And we'll see you then. Hi, so our cabbage soup is fully cooked. I wound up cooking it for a total of about 2 hours. That may be too much for some people because, as you see, it's very soft and you could see a lot of the green color has come out of it. I like it like this because, like I said, I just like it, the way it tastes like this, the texture, and it's also easier for me to digest. Now it made this delicious broth. No need for any kind of canned broth. There you have it. The beans are nice and tender. The cabbage is really tender as well. We get a bite full of everything on our spoon here. Try not to burn my mouth. I did burn my mouth. Okay, so there you have it. Cabbage and bean soup. Until next time, eat well, be well.